Hi there folks, welcome back to Rich Reviews. I want to thank everyone who's been commenting, liking, subscribing to this channel. Help me get to 100 subscribers, folks, that'd be awesome. You guys are so great. I never thought I'd get these many views or anything else on this channel. So Table 19 is written and directed by Jeffrey Blitz. He made a film called Rocket Science a few years ago. He made Spellbound, I think, which was a documentary. This is co-storied by Blitz and the Duplass brothers. So Eloise, played by Anna Kendrick, is going to her longtime friend's best wedding, although she recently got dumped as the maid of honor. And she finds herself at the wedding reception being relegated to Table 19. And this is all due to the fact that her ex-boyfriend, Teddy, played by Wyatt Russell, happens to be the brother of the bride here. So in the beginning of the film, obviously, Eloise does receive the wedding invitation, and at first she burns it, and then she realizes she wants to go, and when her friend receives it, it's partially burned, so there you go. So at Table 19, she meets Binda and Jerry, played by Lisa Kudrow and Craig Robinson, who are, I guess, friends of the father of the groom. Joe, played by June Squibb, who happened to be the bride's first nanny all those years ago, and I guess, okay, you can remember your first nanny and invite her to the wedding. And then there's Walter, played by Stephen Merchant, who's a cousin of the bride, and Rezo, played by Tony Rivoli, who's a friend of a friend, I guess, of the father of the groom, I think. And, they talk, they realize, hey, let's just get out of here because no one really cares about us. And they have conversations that are not particularly deep or interesting whatsoever. There are actually three funny moments during this film. One is, again, Teddy broke up with Eloise over a text message. Oh, but what the text message said is actually quite funny. We've come a long way from Sex and the City, in which one character broke up with another character over a post-it note. The second funny moment in this film is when Eloise is explaining to these guests at this table how each of the guests at other tables are assigned because of how they are in relation to each of the people that they know. Okay, like it's one table is all the immediate family, another table is the sorority sisters, one table is, the immediate cousins, one table is the attractive singles table, another is the unattractive singles table. How, again, it's funny and how Eloise explains it. Okay, so the third funny moment in this film is when Eloise meets a wedding crasher named Huck. Again, Eloise tries to make Teddy jealous. I guess he flirts with her, she kisses him, and then he runs off. The revelation about who he is got the biggest laugh in the theater, and probably the funniest reaction by the Stephen Merchant character. But here's the main problem. The main problem is this film just isn't funny. It just really isn't funny. So when people are watching this film, they're probably saying to themselves, I had a better time at another person's wedding reception, and this was twice as funny. Because there probably are some wedding receptions where wacky things ensue, wacky speeches are given, wacky things happen. If I had a top 10 list for most misleading trailer of the year, this be it. This make the top 10, because you think to yourself in the trailer, okay, this is going to be a light romantic comedy with some drama. Nope, this is a dramedy, and the comedy doesn't work. The drama doesn't work. These people's lives are just not interesting. Kendrick's usual snarkiness really fails her this time around. Stephen Merchant, who was in Logan, he's thinking to himself, okay, why am I here? Again, he's doing like a creepy, funny person, and it doesn't really work. Here's the thing, I am not the biggest fan of the Duplass brothers, but they don't really make films about people, okay, we're going to spend some odd minutes with these people and you'll come away with who they are, what they're about, and what they're going through, and you take it what you will of them. But I'm left with the feeling that, either the Duplass script didn't translate well for Blitz, or Blitz found himself thinking, okay, this is not either funny enough, or this is not dramatic enough to work. So he's sort of left with that. 19 really is not really worth your time. Again, I'm just amazed that I actually sat through this. This is the 85 minutes of your life that you're never going to get back. So in the end, folks, what I'm going to do here, I'm sorry, folks, Table 19 is only interesting enough when you're drunk. You could be drunk at your own cousin's wedding for all I care, So folks, what do you think about Table 19? Do you happen to like this film? Do you not care for it at all? Please put in the comment section, folks, below. As usual, folks, like, comment, subscribe, enrich yourself with knowledge. I'll see you next time, folks. Thank you.